All right, we got a game. You know, I always start with the opposite corner. I'm just kind of used to that. I'm going to go with the Moyo build this time, the 3 triple star. Interesting that he would actually choose that as the path. Sorry about that. We'll just do this. The more he does that, the happier I am. Yeah, like everyone he crawls is a big win for me. It's going to be an automatic kick. Should I kick? I think I'm going to kick. Oh, he couldn't play the attachment down on bottom, which he did. I should have connected. That was a bad move. I'm going to connect. Okay, let me get this right here. I could take the 3. I'm going to do this instead. I'm not sure if he's alive here. There's actually a really good chance that he isn't. This is actually quite... Oh, no, I can't do that. Never mind. No, I can totally do this. Yeah, he actually has to play the Ko. I think he just died. No, it's Kolev. I can't actually kill him. That's kind of that's really kind of crap. Huh. It is Kolev. Can I actually kill him here? I don't think I can. If he does this, I do that. There's actually no way I can kill him, unfortunately. Go ahead and do this and see how he responds. He probably blocks that down there. There's only a couple of points in here, and it's Gote, so I don't really feel like doing this. I will leave that be for right now. But that is actually co-live, and there's no points in it for either of us. Oh, now it's alive for him. Actually, no, this is co for him. I'll fight this co any day. You better believe it. He has to go on the outside. He also has to squeeze on this side. Because he doesn't, he's dead. Oh, that's a very wrong move. I'm gonna go on this side. Was that co-live again? Oh, dang it, it's co-live. Yeah, it's co-live. I can't squeeze, so it's like it's neither of us is alive. Well, no, it's dead because that's useless. But because I can always connect here and then just squeeze this, and he's dead. So that's actually dead in there. I hope he realizes it's dead. Yeah, just adding to more death, so he's basically lost this game. You can't actually do that because this Hane here is like deadly. As is this cut right here. Because he just gave me like all of that as well. Oh, that's like a really bad move. This is a reverse. This ladder doesn't work for me, but you basically just gave me the entire side.
Yoyomi now starts.
What are you going to do with that exactly? That ladder doesn't actually work, though, so I'm just going to go take this, I guess. Why? That doesn't help you. You're just giving me more. You're basically just dying more and more at this point. That's not co-live. I can always connect this and squeeze here, and this is all dead. So if you estimate score, it estimates all of mine. Black plus 82.5. Game is pretty much unplayable right now. But I guess if he wants to play it, we'll play it. He's probably going to try to pincer. Oh, no, he's not. But that's also a bad move. Because it doesn't... this move is still here. You can't do anything about this move. I don't know what I can do here, actually. I'm really strong over here, so I don't mind that. Attach here. That's fine. It's totally alive now. That's not going to do anything. And he can't do anything. I think I'm just going to ignore that, actually. And jump here. He can do that, but I can just squeeze. I should probably... Oh, yeah, that was bad by me. Actually, no, it wasn't. He's still dead. You gotta think of all these variations.
Yoyomi now starts.
If you don't think of all these yeah, you're just giving me more points. If you don't think of all these variations, you're not going to do well. I don't even have to answer that, and in fact, I'm not. You guys gotta remember something. Like, before you make a move, you have to ask yourself, why am I making this move? What does this move actually do for me? And in this case, he just gives me more points, which is fine for me. See, like, that move, I really don't have to answer either. And in fact, I'm not going to answer that move, because all I have to do is just cut, essentially. You still can't do anything. The three are still dead. The 3 stones are still dead regardless of how you play. And I'm not particularly afraid of you because I have this squeeze here. That's worthless. Can't kill me. That serves no purpose. He just dies. Even if I lose this group, he still loses, so it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter, but... Don't... Okay, never play things like this. You're just giving me more points. You are just freaking giving me more points. Not gonna run that. I think he forgot I had that there. It's not like... I mean, he's got no attack right now. All his groups are like super weak. And that's definitely not playable anymore. Game is definitely not playable anymore. He does have to realize that his group here is also kind of like screwed at this point. I don't even really want to fight this. I probably shouldn't extend that, actually. No, I just take this. It doesn't really matter. I mean, usually I wouldn't do that, but I'm winning by so much, it doesn't really matter at this point. I'll just let him have those two. Really doesn't matter at this point, since I'm winning by so much. So yeah, because there's a reverse here, he has to connect here, which means I get all this territory in here. Obviously, like I have like this entire side of the board. He has a couple points here, but here and there, so he's losing by like 100 points. This game was not playable a long time ago. Don't really know why he's still playing. This game legit became unplayable a long time ago. Games like this game has not been playable for a long time, guys. Don't know if he realized that or not. I don't think he realizes how unplayable this game is. Destroy that territory down there. And I'm just going to go on home, making that completely useless. Cannot block. So he finally resigned. Wasn't much of a game here, but it was mostly a full game, so there is stuff to actually review. So let's actually just go back to the beginning. I mean, by this point, it was pretty much over. There was definitely a lot of wrong plays down there. So kicking here, I mean, I was actually just thinking of going here and taking this. I would give up the corner, but the moyo I would gain here would actually be worth it, because I think I can make a lot of points here. But there are a lot of reduction moves you can make here, though. And plus this Hane is still here, so however many points are here, I don't really know. So essentially, he does this, I do this, he does that. That's actually a good move. That's not really what you want to do. You would... Okay, so essentially here, what you want to do is you either want to extend or you want to cut. Obviously, if I do this, you just go with the integral of this. You've broken my moyo. I only get a small corner, and you have a lot of influence on this side. If I go with this side, that's the key move there with the Tsuji. I would actually win this fight, but you've broken my moyo, and this group is fairly settled in here. It's very hard to attack. It's pretty hard to attack a group like this. So I actually like this better. I kind of do like this better for black because white doesn't have anywhere to expand over here. But it's an okay result. I would say it's like an okay result. Black can actually go, well, I would say this is an okay result. White can go up here. Actually, you know, like seeing like white has Sente and he does this, I would actually think like this is actually better for white because you've completely broken black's moyo. This is really not all that useful anymore. He's gotten a small corner, but you've destroyed his side as well. So that's kind of like the that's kind of like a Joseki thing right there. I mean, yeah, but you can't really do that. So So like that's kind of the move you want to make right here. Like I do this, you want to disconnect, and of course, if you're black, you have to make this cut. If you don't make this cut, you lose. You lose this battle and you're completely destroyed. So you make this cut. White does this. You have to take. You have to do this, and then white does this. And you know, like that's actually a very very good result for white. I wanted to see if he knew how to play that. He obviously didn't know how to play that. So realistically, like when he comes up, I can't actually pincer. I have to do this, which isn't too bad because he doesn't have anywhere to like, you know, he usually would leap 3, but my stone's already there. So the only thing he could do is do this or possibly do something like this. Of course, if you do something like this, you know, there's always kind of like that. So there's a lot of, there's quite a bit of like trouble here, you know. There's quite a bit of trouble here. Or I probably could just do something like that, actually. There's quite a bit of trouble here coming up. So, yeah, like when I do this, I can't really pincer because of this move. And if I Hane, he would just connect. I have to do this or do this down here, depending on which one I think is better. I'd probably take that. Then either this or this. So that's how that variation actually should work. But obviously he doesn't know how to play the Joseki. He does this, I connect, and I'd much rather have this Joseki, this thing, because I get this side and corner now. I think I played that wrong. I probably should have just connected. Here, he does this and he lets me connect. That is not good. You should charge first. Probably Hane here. Then, like, probably play here or something. That's actually kind of hard to answer, because if I do this, you can come up. And it's very hard for me to answer, obviously. Yeah, I would probably... You have to charge... You can't... You don't want your opponent to connect. Charging first basically gives him a lot of cutting points. Charging first gives him a lot of cutting points. And it puts you in a much, much better position. It actually puts you in a much, much better position. You could even do this to stifle his way home and then like just jump out, because this is hard for him to deal with. He's very, very weak on these cutting points, and he's weak on these cutting points. And he's probably not going to be able to kill you in any way. I mean, he's so weak on these cutting points that... Yeah, he can't even do this, because then you can just do this and kill that. So he's kind of weak on the cutting points, and he can't really do anything, you know. And the thing is, like even if he cuts, even if you cut here, even if you cut here, it's, you know, it's a hard bind for white. It is definitely a hard bind for white, because like... You do that, and the thing is, like, if you do this, you do that, he comes out here, and now that's an Atari, and if you charge here, he can just connect. If you break, then he just kills your group. So, you know, like, this is a crucial, like, doing this and letting me connect is a crucial mistake. You have to do this. Yes, it reduces you 1 liberty, but it's so bad. It's so bad for it's so bad for black. It's so bad for black that you have to do that. But he didn't do that. So he makes a critical mistake there, lets me connect. Now I'm very, very solid and very strong on top. And you're still kind of like just trying to make a life down there. That I think is Sente. I'm not 100%. It might not be because this is up here. But it's a very big move. He does this, I connect. I think you have to do that. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I think if you do something like this, let me see if that, I don't know if this works or not, but, I don't know if that works or not, actually. It does, because I can just connect here. So you're dead, yeah. You do have to answer that. So you do have to answer that. I do this. Obviously, that's a very, you do this. I charge across. And then you do this, I do this, I do that. So at this point, you're in a really bad position. You honestly might just take this route. Not that. You might just take this route first. I'm going to connect this, and at least like you're alive now. You have Sente, so at least you're like alive now. Do something like this. At least you're alive now, right? And even though my shape's pretty strong up here, except for this, like at least you're alive. So you want to take this first. Yeah, it like lets me have a route home, but at least your group's live. Letting me have Gote. Doing this in Gote I think this is co-live. I don't think it's just dead. And actually, like, he played this wrong. Like, you do this. And then you do, well, no, I don't. I think you do that because I have to connect and then you're alive. Yeah, you do this because, you know, like if I try to break your eye, you can just do this. And I can't really do anything. You have two eyes. So that's how you actually live down here. You do not, that's how you actually live down here. Because all these are Sentes. And you're alive. That's how you live. He obviously didn't know how to play that, so I do this. That's not a good move. I think here you can still do this, but it doesn't work quite as well anymore. Yeah, it doesn't really work quite as well anymore, because no, it doesn't work at all now. So that was definitely the wrong move for him to do. Remember, I can just extend in here and make you play the ko, and you absolutely have to play the ko. This is the move to make. That it's ko for this group, and it's a very bad ko for him. It's a very, very bad ko for him, because there's not really a ko that he can do. Even if he does this, like because I have this over here, I'm just going to connect this ko. There's really not. He doesn't have any ko threats is the issue, and I have several ko threats. Like I can actually well, he doesn't have any ko threats, so he would. He doesn't have any ko threats, so he would just lose at this point. So he put himself in a really bad position by not playing this right. Like when I do this, this is absolutely critical, and then this is how you live. That's absolutely critical. So he plays this wrong. He plays this wrong, and he really kind of plays this wrong. He really plays. I think this is like to me. I think I might have read this wrong, but I think this is a collab. I can't do this. Oh no, I can't. Oh no, I just did this completely wrong. No, I did that right because I would technically have to do this to break that eye, and then if he does this, he's alive. So I can't do that because that you can just push. And everyone knows that 4 is actually alive. Oh, well, actually, no, he can't do that, actually. He doesn't have enough liberties. But the thing is, like, that's alive regardless. And I would have to answer this, which means that this is alive. So he played this entirely wrong. And the thing is, like, I can do this. And now this is this is essentially co-live. Because no one can actually put a stone in here. But because there's only about like 5 points in there, or maybe 10, maybe like 5-6 points in there, I decided to do this first, and I'm pretty sure this is Sente. So he does this, and I just probably did I think I just did something else because I know this is co-live, I'm not gonna play the co-live. It's Gote co-live. It's a Gote co-live for me, so it's not really worth the 6 or 7 points right now. So I'm going to play something that's actually a little bit bigger. But then again, he screws up. He actually screws up on here. And he lets me do this. And doing this, like, if I play the sequence right, it's dead. And he can't actually do anything. Now it's dead because I can connect this anytime and it's dead. So he plays the sequence wrong. I think in a game, like if you want to play this, you do this. You just go ahead and make the eye, because there's really not much I can do. This is a lot because you can just squeeze here, and if I connect, there's 4, and that's obviously 2 eyes. So essentially, like, you play this. You don't really play anything else. So he screws up there. He kills himself. Essentially, he screws up there. He essentially kills himself. And at that point, the game is pretty much over. Then this is completely useless. You really don't want to do this, because and you don't extend, because this is just giving me more points. Because obviously you just gave up like this thickness and this side too. So that's not a bad move, but honestly, this move is critical right. Like, that's not a bad move, but honestly, this move is like critical right now. So you have to make this move, because if I Hane, that puts your entire group in danger. So this move is the one that you should actually make right now. So he makes that move. I Hane. He does this. Remember, when I do this, if you do anything else, I can just do this and take the 3. So that's actually mine. So once I disconnect, this group is pretty much dead. And just by me Haneing, like, this is just, you if you want to save this group, you have to do this, and that just feels bad. That just feels really bad. And I think it's pretty much dead anyways. So you have to Hane. But since he let me have the Hane, he basically just sacrificed that group. That's like the worst thing you can do, because now you basically sacrifice this. That's pointless because it's dead anyways. You can't come out. And there's no eyes in there, so that just feeds me even more. I'm just going to protect this and get this side too. So now you've lost like that many points. That's useless because that just gives me more points. That's okay, I guess. I mean, you've already lost at this point, but if you ask me, like, I think this is easily the biggest move right now. It doesn't matter because you've lost this entire side at this point, but that's easily the biggest move right now. So I take that, obviously. Yeah, I'm really strong over here. So this isn't going to do much. Just do this. Do this. Take your territory. You can see, like, by him doing this, there was Aji later on. Take the low extend because he has a low stone over here, and I don't want him like peeping and stuff. So he does that. I invade there. Attachment is basically a basic Joseki thing. That's useless. I mean, I could establish a base there, but I'm not really afraid of him. So I'm just going to go ahead and Hane here. The thing is, like, instead of doing this, I mean, this would have been fine. I still would be alive here. That would have been perfectly fine. But just going to take this opportunity to do this. Obviously, that's useless. And that's not really all that useful either, because at most this is co-live, and you're basically depriving me of 5 points if it's co-live, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to kill me here. Because actually, let me just play this variation out for you guys. So essentially, I do this. He does this. I do this. He's still lacking a couple of liberties, but let's just say, like, if this was collapsed, neither of us can play here, so this is actually just co-live. Both these groups are alive, but all that really does is deprive me of like 5 points, so I'm not going to bother with that. Even if it was a one-step thing, which is not, I'm really not going to bother with that. I jump up because that's important. Obviously, this is just a misread, because I feel like he was expecting me to go on top, but he didn't really calculate that if I go on bottom, he's basically dead. Obviously, that you don't do that because that just gives me extra points. And that's not all that useful, because you can't save those 3 stones by doing that. So I'm going to take this approach because this group's pretty strong now. And of course, in this shape, I didn't just do this and let him connect. Although right now that would be fine, because I would just do this and I would still get the side. But I know that for a fact if I do this, his shape's going to look a lot worse. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to push first and then do that. And then do that. And now the cut's like a big problem for him. That's also useless because you still don't save these 3 stones. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. Quite honestly, I might be better off just like playing some move up here, but I'm just going to take the easy path and cut. Do this. Now I cut. But see, he actually wasted like 2 moves here and here that didn't do anything. Hane, take, gonna do this. That doesn't threaten me because I always have this move here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill those 4. Double Hane. That's not really all that relevant, so I just take this and I just kill all of this, get all this territory. He extends, I'm just going to take the 4. That's useless, you wouldn't do that. And of course I just get more points. That's also useless. That's obviously a ladder, so comes out. I have no interest in fighting him here, or trying to make 2 eyes here, but there's an obvious flaw there. So I do that. He does this, I take this one, he does this, and I basically just solved all my problems. Remember, he can squeeze here, I connect, he can't squeeze in, so I'm perfectly fine there. I do this, he connects, he does that, I disconnect, I do that. This was definitely an overplay by me. I'm ahead by like 100 points right now, so I'm not interested in fighting him in here at all, or fighting this Ko. So I'm just going to like, well, I extended just for more liberties. He does this. I could come out here and fight him, but I'm ahead by like 100 points, so I don't really want to. Just solve my own problems right there and let him take the points, because it doesn't really matter. And following that, and honestly, if I were in his position, I don't know if I would have done this. I probably would have tried to do something like, I probably would have tried to do something like this. I mean, I know from his perspective, like this game's lost anyways, but doing that would force me to do this. Doing that would actually force me to do this. And then he can get like a lot more territory over here, like compared to what he actually did get. It's just making use of this, and then maybe even making use of those stones. So he does this. I basically did come across. So this is like kind of weird. Usually this would be a bad move, but he can't, because of the 2 stones are right here. If he actually goes over and does this, I'm going to do this. And basically, you're basically trading these 2 for this in here, which I actually don't know if that's favorable towards me, honestly. I really don't know if that's favorable towards me. I mean, there is this clamp here now that that's sticking out. I don't really know if this is favorable towards me, because I'm actually sacrificing a lot as well. But this would be a decent trade for me. So he doesn't want to make that trade, obviously. You'll see, like, there's a move there. He doesn't want to make that trade, so he connects. I Tiger's Mouth this way, and now, like, this entire section's mine. Of course, I just solidify my territory because I'm, like, so many points ahead. Doesn't really matter what I do. And not really going to review more of this game because he basically, all he has is this in here, this here, and this here. And I have, like, this entire side. So, obviously, I win by, like, 120 points. So, that's the review of the game. The first critical error that he actually makes, obviously, is back here, and it's one I just showed you. You want to make your opponent's shape look really bad. And you want to make your opponent's shape look really bad. And the major issue is he didn't push first. He just extended. He just extended, and like when I did this, he should have pushed. But not pushing is a huge mistake in letting me connect. And that's where the game started to go really, really bad for him. All right, so making your opponents weak and getting him cutting points is important. Remember that when you play next time. Hope you learned something. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Thank you and have a nice day.